Hi everyone, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I am broadcasting this IELTS reading lesson to you from Budapest, Hungary. Again, our materials come from our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS. We have lots of goodies on our website, 6 full practice exams, over 100 hours of video lessons in HD, of course, and a fully interactive course for your phone, tablet, PC. gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. So check us out there. I put the URL up there so you can see it anytime in the lesson. You can look for our logo on iTunes and in your Google Play Store. Search for Academic IELTS Help. Also, you can get our practice exam books. They're just as difficult as the real IELTS, structured the same way. Search for AE Help's Academic IELTS on Amazon or GE Help's General IELTS. Hello, students joining in. It's good to see so many members and lots of new members joining up. Hello, Marwa. Hi, Begzad. Hi, Jason. Hi, Danny. Hi, Harminder. Nice to see so many of you. Thank you for your support, members. A big shout out to you. All right. If you have questions for me about IELTS or our products, don't hesitate. Just send me an email, Adrian, A-D-R-I-A-N, at aehelp.com. All right. Let's take a look at the schedule. Today we're doing reading. Tomorrow, members chat. I've got a couple of requests now from members. That's great. Fantastic. Members, keep sending me those requests. I like to choose different requests for different weeks and different ideas. So just send those requests to me, okay? Don't be shy. We take a little bit of time on the weekend to create more HD videos for you. So no class on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then back full speed on 13th Wednesday with speaking part 3. I do know that a lot of our viewers are writing their IELTS exams this weekend. So all of us here at aehelp.com, gieltshelp.com, we wish you all luck. Do your best. Remember the strategies. Remember to practice. And fingers crossed that you all get a great score this weekend. We'll find out in a few weeks, I'm sure. All right. So today, like I said, reading. This is reading passage 1. It's coming out of our test book number 1. This is test number 2. If you want the audio reading on our websites, we actually have audio for this. So if you go to the website, this is the academic one, click that big red button, join our full course if you don't have it yet, and go into your My Student account. And in your My Student account, you will find audio in this 5th tab, not just for all the listening sections, but you'll find audio in here for reading, speaking, as well. So check that out. If you're studying general IELTS, go to this website and click that big red button. You will find the same resources. Okay, let's get into some reading. Here we go. Okay, students, so we are in the reading passage. My goal for today is to do this reading passage with you the very same way that I expect all of my students to practice their reading regularly in class, okay? Hi, Naveen. Hi, Preeti. Hi, Rekha. Good to see some more of our members coming in. That's great. Fantastic. Hi, Navjot. Navjot, you're a new member. I saw that. Welcome aboard. Send me an email so I can hook you up with our member perks, so the practice exams, for instance. Hi, Arcana. All right. So, today's goal, let's just do this reading the same way that you should practice reading at home. So this is your reading practice steps at home. Okay. Reading for IELTS Band 9. Practice at home. This is what you should do regularly. 4 times a week. Let's do it like that. Okay. All right. So you open up your AE Help book, your GIELTS Help book if it's general. Well, AE, let's stick with academics. So you open up your AE Help book. You get into this reading passage. What do you do? What's your step number 1? What do you do first, students? Hopefully, many of you are thinking what I'm thinking, especially students that have had these classes. Navjot, don't skim. No. I'm really happy you joined up because I'm going to teach you about useful strategies and not skimming and scanning. Danny, don't skim and scan. Okay? Naveen says, read the title. That's your first step. Okay? You're practicing at home. You shouldn't skim and scan even in the real test, but definitely don't skim and scan the passage at home when you're practicing. Preeti says, figure out the topic. Begzad says, apply some critical thinking. Paraphrase the title. Get an idea of what you're going to read. Absolutely, students. So, first step, read the title. Figure out what this information is. All right, let's do that. So, read with me. Lotteries, positive good or unnecessary wrong? All right, so we read the title, and Begzad, you're right. Let's think critically about that. So read the title, and A, think critically. In this case, our example, what is lottery? What's a lottery, students? All right, what is a lottery? Ruba, if the writing's not clear on your end, it's probably because the stream is slow on your end, okay? Looks healthy on mine. Begzad, I mean, it depends on how much time you have, okay? If you have lots of time, you should do more. Naveen, you're right. It's a game of fate. It's gambling, okay? Yeah, very good. Gambling. Lottery is a gambling game. It's guessing numbers, sure. Yeah, some nice vocabulary there. All right, great. Good for you. So it's a game of chance, Jason G. Absolutely. So the more ways you can think about it, it's a luck of the draw, Ayushi. Chayuhan, very good. Absolutely. Depends on luck. Why do we play it? What's the reason for that? Aaron says, because it's a life changer. How so? Begzad says, spend a little and get lots of money. Sure, yeah. Desire for fame and fortune. Okay, sure. How do we play it? How is the lottery played? Okay, so far, so good, students. Brilliant. You're doing... Dakshil, yeah, you said it's an easy way to earn money. Yeah, well, theoretically, yes. Practice, not so much. So how do we do it? Yeah, that's right, last September. People hoping to change their situations. Chetan says it's a waste. That's an opinion, Chetan. That's good. But how do we do it? Okay, Chow Luru says you buy a lottery ticket. Yeah. Pick some numbers. Buy a lottery ticket. Yeah. Who pays you? Let's see if anybody thought about that, the overall frame of it. So from the personal perspective, you're right, Marwa. You choose some numbers. It's based on luck. That's right, Harminder. You buy some tickets. And you're right, Sahil Thakur. There's a selection of numbers. Who selects? So Rekha says the lottery owner. That's usually the government, right? So wait for a draw. Usually government pays out a portion of the total income, right? That's usually how it works. The government gets a whole bunch of money from selling millions of tickets for a few dollars, and then they pay out a part of that. All right, perfect. So great. Again, you're practicing this at home. Your step number 1 is you read the title and you think about this information very fast, okay? You're training your brain to think what, why, how about the title extremely fast. This part of today, of your daily practice, can already help you to get a few of your answers correct. Because in IELTS, think about it this way, okay? So keep this in mind. It's a good piece of information. So here's a little tip for you, okay? IELTS questions in reading are roughly 20% what? 60-70% why? It's kind of the most fun question for people, the why question. That's why little children at the age of 3 are running around, pulling on mom and dad's legs. Dad, why? Mom, why? Why? And mom eventually says, because, honey, just because, okay? But it's true. It's the exciting question for us is why. Why? It's our curious nature, okay? So 60% of questions on IELTS in reading generally focus on the why questions, and then roughly about another 20%. This is just a rough estimate, but you get the ratio, is on the how, okay? So when you think of this at home and you're practicing, you start to get ideas of the answers already, okay? So yeah, I bet some of you that have children or cousins were really able to associate with my example of children asking the why question. All right, so you do that, and the other big step to do is visualize. Okay, see the context clearly, include yourself. Okay, what do you see when you think of lottery, good or bad? Okay, don't forget, students, this passage that we're looking at today, it's positive good or unnecessary wrong, unnecessary bad. So we're looking at good or bad, right? So when you're thinking what, why, how, you should think about the bad as well. And one student there correctly said, and I said opinion, but you were correct. So I take my words back. I can't remember who it was. You said it's wrong. You're thinking about the what, why, how for the wrong. What's wrong about it? Well, a lot of people lose money. Why? Because the chances of winning are very low. How? Well, it's 1 in 20 million if you have to choose one from 50 numbers. Okay? So, yeah, Begzod, I thought you might. So here we want to visualize this. So what do you see when you picture yourself in this topic, lottery? What do you see? Well, maybe you'll see something like this. Again, you're doing this at home, students, and just write down in 1 or 2 sentences in the chat what you see. I'll write down my opinion. There's no good or bad here. It's just writing it down. So I see myself spending $10 on the BC 649 lottery. That's actually the name of the lottery in my hometown in British Columbia in Victoria. $10 on the BC 649 lottery in hopes on a Saturday morning in hopes of winning the $20 million dollar jackpot the next weekend. I see myself buying a Ferrari and a McDonald's business restaurant, but in fact I lose my money and now I cannot buy a bus ticket. Okay, so that's what I actually see. So I'm visualizing that, I'm picturing that. Okay, so I'm actually seeing myself go through these steps, visualizing it. Okay, so I'm getting a picture about the topic. Okay, Baljit, it's unlikely. Okay, Baljit's asking, Baljit Lubna, what if someone hasn't heard about the topic before? You're in really big trouble if you have no idea about the topic, Baljit, because even if you speak perfect English, if you don't understand or don't know about the topic, it will be very difficult to answer questions on an unfamiliar concept, okay? But that shouldn't be the case in the IELTS. It shouldn't be that difficult, the topic, okay? Yes, Naveen, from Ferrari to not buying a bus ticket. I thought that was kind of funny myself when I visualized it. So here are your first 2 steps, practicing at home. This is how you get high scores, okay? And again, in the IELTS, bam, 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 this is happening in a matter of seconds in the reading section. So you think critically, you go through the what, why, how about the topic, the controlling idea, and then you visualize it. You see it clearly. Also, there should often be a picture that helps you. The picture should remind you of visualizing, okay? All right. And hey, if you win the lottery, bonus, you probably don't need the IELTS because you can just buy your way into places or into schools. I don't recommend it, but reality. All right, so good. What do I do next? So here I am at the passage. I'm practicing this at home. I know I'm doing the right steps to get a band 8, band 9. Fantastic. What's my next step? Okay, so I have a good idea of what I'm going to read. Naveen says, take a look at the questions. Yeah, look at the questions. Yeah, don't start reading yet. Omaima, Lahibibi, Lahbibi. Don't start yet. So look at the questions, okay? And figure out which ones to read and which ones to skip. So here we go. Which paragraph contains the following information? So this is matching information to paragraphs. Do I read this before the passage or do I skip it? Yeah, Danny, that's right. There's going to be either 11 or 12 types of questions, and you need to figure out if you should read them or not read them before the passage. Danny, Naveen say, yeah, you should read that one, sure, because it's all in the passage. Absolutely. So don't skip these ones. You're matching information to the paragraph, so all 5 of these statements will be somewhere in the passage. So let's read them. The problem of gambling addiction. Okay, that's to do with lottery. That's somewhere in the passage. Those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery. Fantastic. That's somewhere in the passage too. The legality of lotteries. So the legality, the laws. If you don't understand the statement perfectly, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just read it, okay? The financial incentive for governments to run lotteries. Now, if you're at home practicing and you know this is in the passage and you don't understand the word incentive, you should look in a dictionary and you should figure out what that means when you're practicing at home. In the real IELTS, of course, there's not much you can do, right? So don't worry about it. What does it mean, students? Incentive. What's another way to say incentive? Just out of curiosity. Jinalyn Dingal, skim reading, scanning doesn't work. I say it 1,000 times every class, but I'll say it 1,001 times because I know it doesn't work for students. Not for band 7, 7.589. Incentive, it's not really a reward. It's not an allowance. It's not a promotion, Anu, Michael. That's right, Mahesh. It's motivation, okay? So it's encouragement or motivation. So at home, in a dictionary, you'd want to find the synonym encouragement or motivator. Okay? A financial motivator for governments to run lotteries. Sure. Community initiatives are funded by lottery proceeds. So last one, community initiatives are funded by lottery proceeds. Okay, good. So I read those ones. Let's keep going. Question 6 to 9. True, false, not given. True if it agrees with the information. False if it's the opposite, contradicts. Not given if there's no information given on this. Do I read it or not? Okay. Do I read this before the passage or not? Rekha says, skip that one. Bestilez, why is it so laggy? Is the video laggy for everybody? I think only 1 or 2 students. Let me know, though, if all of you are finding it laggy. We have a lot of students in class. Okay. So skip this one. Definitely don't read it. Okay. Why? Because there's false and not given information, and we don't know which one it is. So we have no idea which one's true before the passage. So we absolutely do not read that question. Okay. Definitely skip that one. Okay. And then we have summary completion. This is coming from one part. We're using choices A to H to complete the summary. Do I read this one? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can read this one. Why? Because it's a paraphrase. It helps us understand the passage. Now, somebody says, well, you might not need to because you can just search that part of the passage too, right? But don't forget, students, that questions will help you with other questions. So reading this summary completion question can actually later in your reading help you with the true, false, not given. Okay, that's an interesting point you'll see later on. All right, so we read this one. So lotteries as reverse insurance. Read with me. The reason why people play the lottery. Okay, so read aloud, students. I love entertaining you, believe me, I truly do. I'm not being cynical, but I want to believe that you're practicing with me and you're not just watching me, okay? This is the beauty of modern technology. You're not just watching a TV show on IELTS, but you're interacting with me. And even though I can't hear you and I can't see you, although I visualize some of you from your avatars and so on, I like to believe that you are with me, not just visually, but mentally, and also speaking aloud and saying what I'm saying, repeating my words, and reading with me aloud, okay? If I were doing this for myself, I'd just read it quietly. All right? Yeah, and I have seen some of you in the live IELTS speaking practice. That's right. Okay. All right, so read with me, students. Lotteries as reverse insurance. The reason why people play the lottery can be viewed in terms of what is called reverse insurance. People buy insurance in order to prevent an accident from making them bankrupt. They pay small amounts each month, so they don't have to pay the whole price of the done. Like the lottery corporations, insurance companies turn up in the long run. With insurance, we pay small amounts to avoid paying a massive amount. With the lottery, we pay small amounts, so we may win the... From this perspective, the lotteries makes a lot of sense. Fantastic. Okay, great. That's right, Pachu. Summary completion can help you with other questions that are in that part of the passage. Okay, so your second step, keep this in mind, okay, is... let me get that up at the top there. Okay, so your second step is look at the questions and read questions or information, parts of questions that are in the passage, and B, do not read questions that are false or not in the passage. Like true, false, not given, like the choices for multiple choice, okay? Okay, again, you're practicing this at home. This is still very quick, students. So step number 1, critically thinking about the title, visualizing, and step number 2, looking at the questions. That's happening very fast. You have 20 minutes for one passage. So far, you only should use about 2, maximum 3 minutes from your 20 minutes for that passage, okay? And then what do you do? When you're practicing at home, what do you do? So I did the title, I did the questions. What do I do now when I'm practicing at home? Okay, again, this is for practice at home. Oman, yeah, that's a good idea. No, your second part, absolutely. Sahil says, now skim. Sahil, don't skim, especially when you're practicing at home. Don't skim, okay? Just read every word. You're practicing at home. And in the real exam, you should attempt to read every word. Students, if your goal is 7, especially, so band 7 or higher, 7.5, you have to read the passage. There's no choice. You have to read it. And here's an interesting anecdote, so just a little side point. If one of you says, Adrian, but you know, I did skimming and scanning and I got 7.5, so then I would say, well, I'll be honest with you. If you tried to read properly and you used the more accurate strategies for comprehension and you got 7.5 skimming and scanning, you can probably get 8.5 if you read properly and take the right steps. So yeah, read, okay? Third step, read. Now at home, okay, remember this is practice at home, so read the passage and ask what, why, and how. Of course, ask and answer. What, why, and how for each paragraph. Okay? It's very important. It's your comprehension. Right? You have to improve your comprehension so you can do this quickly. All right, let's do that together a little bit. Okay. So here we go. Read with me. A lottery is a form of gambling. Hey, look at all those words coming already from the beginning. So a lottery is a form of gambling where contestants purchase tickets with one or more tickets being drawn as winners at the end of the competition period. Often, there's a jackpot winner who wins most or all of the prize pool. Today, national lottery jackpots can range from millions to hundreds of millions of dollars. It wasn't long ago that lotteries were outlawed almost everywhere in the world. Today, lotteries are legal in North America, Australia, and much of Europe and Asia. A question is raised over what has changed to make something previously seen as negative for society become common across the globe. If gambling is bad, why are lotteries so popular and why do governments support them? Okay, now at home, especially in the beginning, I recommend writing down your what, why, hows. Okay, so what is this paragraph about? What is paragraph A about, students? What did we just read about? Okay. Legality, a little bit. Yeah, Rekha, you're right. And Oman, that is a little bit correct as well about the lottery. So let's see if anybody else is a little bit, yeah, lotteries. That's what I would say, okay? I don't know if I'm perfect or not, but my answer would be we'd read about lotteries around the world and in history. So I've realized that I read something about lotteries past and present, I read about lotteries in North America, United States, Australia. So for me, it looked like I was reading about what is lottery in the world and in history. Okay, so that's right, Ratna Lama. Lotteries worldwide and then throughout history. Why? Why does this author mention global lottery and in history? So why does the author do that right away? The author mentioned these kinds of two concepts, lottery around the world and lottery throughout history. Why? What's the purpose? Omaima says, well, lottery is very popular or has become popular today, and it used to be illegal. Yeah, there's changing opinions about the lottery. Marwa Ka'abi, that's a very nice way to put it. There's changing opinions, changing legality throughout history. Used to be illegal, and now it's very popular. Okay, how? It's a simple one here. So how is this explained? Answer, it is played on almost every continent, or maybe every continent, for millions of dollars, and before it was outlawed for 2,000 years. By the way, students, when you're practicing your comprehension for reading at home, this is where you can show how well you understand what you read. So when you read the paragraph one time, can you remember all these details? Are you able to bring back these details? In IELTS, you have a 2-page passage. In university, you have a 40-page chapter. That's what IELTS is testing. That's what it's getting you ready for. That's what it's making sure you can handle. Okay? In university, in US or Canada, full-time student has to read 150 pages each week. Okay? You have to have good comprehension. All right? So, again, this is your third step. You go through the passage paragraph by paragraph, thinking about, writing down, asking what, why, how, giving your answer. Okay? And I didn't say that about universities to scare you. It's just the reality of it. Okay? This is what you're practicing at home, getting ready for the IELTS reading. So let's get back to it. We'll do the rest of them verbally. So repeat again, read with me aloud. People buy lottery tickets for one chief reason. They want to win the jackpot. In the long run, lotteries are a bad bet. The odds of winning are always stacked against the player. That is to say, the long-term expected return on the player's money is significantly less than the money paid for the tickets. This is how the lottery corporation makes, or lottery corporations make, money on the lottery. The payout is far less than the revenue of the ticket sales, and the government takes the difference. If 1 million tickets are sold at $5 a piece, and the jackpot is $3 million, the government has made $2 million of profit in the process. We are forced to question why lotteries are so popular given their poor value for players. It's because of the thrill of possibly winning the jackpot. The anticipation of a life-changing win for the ticket purchaser is worth the money. It is the same reason why people gamble at casinos. Many people know they are not going to win in the long run at a casino, but the short-term thrill makes up for the long-term losses. What is this paragraph about, students? I'm not going to write it down. I'm just going to say it, but I want you to tell me. So what is this paragraph about? Yeah, that's right, Sahil, how the lottery works. So actually how the lottery process works. That's absolutely right. Sahil, good. Yeah. Naveen says the dark secrets of gambling. Yeah, Naveen, I mean, I don't think it's a secret. I think most people know this when they think about it. Most of us do. Why? Why does the paragraph introduce the system of lotteries? So why is that introduced? That's always the better question. Remember what I said earlier, students, that 60% of questions focus on the why. Okay? Sahil, again, very quick. Sahil saying to make money, right? Somebody's got to make money. If nobody's making money, probably won't have a lottery around for very long. Who's making money? The government, of course, right? Good money. So why is this process explained? Well, to show why people play and how the government makes money. Okay, fantastic. Now the how question. How does the government make money and why is it that people play? Well, it's in there. Basically, there's always a higher sale of tickets than the actual jackpot. So the jackpot is lower than the total sale of tickets. Makes sense, right? The government's not losing money. So the difference between the two is what the government will make on that lottery draw. For the individual, it's the possibility of winning that loads of money. Okay? All right. Naveen says, again, the dark side. Possibly. Danny, that's correct. Total sale, S-A-L-E, Danny. Okay, good. Yeah, Jason, selling tickets, not selling tickets, Jason, at a higher price, but selling tickets so that the total revenue is higher than what people win. It's not robbery, Al Ghul. It's a business model. And hey, for the government, it works. Okay, students, so let's keep going. C, go with me. So you do this for every paragraph when you're practicing at home. I know it takes energy. I know it might not be really exciting to do it, but in the long run, it will save you energy, time, frustration, and you will become much better at comprehending and remembering what you read, and you will do well, okay? So let's keep going here. The main argument against lotteries is that it acts as a tax on the poor, and such a tax is unfair. This is because statistics show that poor people are by far the most common purchasers of lottery tickets. There are two reasons why this could be the case. First, poor people have the most to gain by winning the lottery. Second, poor people are arguably less likely to have a statistical understanding of the lottery. They are less likely to realize that it is a bad bet. What is this paragraph about? It's about who is the most likely to play the lottery. Why does it talk about this? Because the reader needs to know that it's poor people that are most likely. How? Well, they don't know much about the statistical background of the lottery, and they are the most hopeful that they will go from a poor situation to a situation of wealth. Okay? So that's the what, why, how. Now, to get to the questions, I'm going to do the what, why, how for each paragraph, but do it with me. Okay? So just like you're doing right now, Akkan, poor people are most affected. Sajad, common people are buying lottery tickets. It's fantastic. I want you to do the same as we do the next paragraphs. I'll do the what, why, how. You do it with me. Just put your answers into the chat and I'll look at a few of them as we go, just so we can get to the questions as well. Okay? Here we are. D. The main argument in favor of lotteries is that it is harmless fun which results in tax income that often goes straight to community programs such as sports or the arts. Many community programs rely solely on lottery finances to operate. So in this sense, the lottery is a positive good. However, there are many people, often poor people, who become obsessed with gambling and the lottery. And it starts to take over their lives. For these people, the lottery is detrimental. What is this paragraph about? It's about the argument for lottery. Why? because it helps community programs. How? It supports the arts, but at the same time, it can be very dangerous for people who become addicted. Okay. Here we go. Paragraph E. So hopefully you're following with me and you're getting the same ideas as me. Okay. Here we go. Paragraph E. One interesting way to look at the lottery and why people participate in it is to imagine it as a kind of reverse insurance. People buy insurance for their home or cars so that if something bad happens to it, they do not have to pay the entire cost of damage. In other words, they pay a little bit each month so that they don't have to pay a large amount at one time. They pay these smaller amounts to insurance companies, and those insurance companies make money in the long run. So paying insurance is not a good bet either. Just like the lottery, with the lottery, we pay little amounts every once in a while so that maybe we will hit the jackpot. With insurance, we pay a little to save a lot. And with the lottery, we pay a little to win a lot. When looked at it this way, the popularity of lottery is more easily understood. What is this paragraph about? It's about comparing the lottery to insurance. Why? Because there are a lot of similarities. How? Well, lottery, we pay a little to win a lot. Insurance, we pay a little to save a lot, right? So, yeah. Daksil, Chowdhury, lottery comparison with insurance. Absolutely. Naveen, yeah, the difference between winning a lot and saving a lot, or the similarity, Naveen, more importantly, the similarity between those. Okay, let's keep going. When it comes down to it, lotteries are a choice. Yes, they amount to a tax, but so do the monthly fees we pay to insurance companies. If people want to pay a few dollars here and there, for a little fun, excitement, and a small chance to win a monstrous amount of money, then what's the harm? Additionally, lottery monies fund many valuable community programs which otherwise would have trouble operating. Playing the lottery responsibly is fun, exciting, and maybe, just maybe, extremely profitable. What is this paragraph about? Lottery is a choice. Why? Because there is good and bad to lottery. How? Well, it's the same as insurance. It's giving money to charities and possibly winning a ton of money. Sure. Okay. Once you master step 3, going through the passage at home, doing the what, why, how. Okay. So once you master this what, why, how, you can just do it verbally. Okay, so you can read a passage. Definitely the first 5, 6 passages, students, read the paragraph, write down the question, write down the answer, ask your teacher to check it, okay, make sure it's correct, master the strategy first. Then once you feel confident and fluent, you can just do it verbally like I did, okay? All right, so fantastic. You're doing a great job. You've read the title. You did some critical thinking. You did visualization. Then you read the passage. You asked what, why, how, answered them for each paragraph. Sorry, you looked at the questions. You realized which ones you need to read. Then you read the passage. Now what do you do in step 4? This is still your practicing at home. So step number 4, what do I do? What do I do for step 4? That's right, Vadaraj. Answer the questions, right? Answer the questions, sure. Let's answer those questions. So now you should be able to answer these questions, okay? And again, you can learn all of the unique strategies on our websites for this. So at aehelp.com, when you go through the course in your premium, your full course, it will tell you very good strategies for true, false, not given, list of headings, summary completion, multiple choice. So of course you need to review and learn those, and then you apply them and you answer them. Okay? So right now, let's answer these together. Which paragraph contains the following information? Write the correct letter A to F. You may use any letter more than once. Okay? Jason, G, this is, it's in your exam book 1. This is test number 2, or it's recorded as test 1 in your curriculum book. So you'll see it there. The passage is there. If you have the academic IELTS, Jason. So if somebody doesn't find our material, then just send me an email. But you should see it, Jason. It should be there. Okay? All right. The problem of gambling addiction. Where did I read that? Introduction, conclusion, or body paragraphs? Good job, Sahil, for finishing both books. Remember to review and make sure to learn. Don't just do, okay? I would say it's in a body paragraph, right? The negatives and positives. It's about what happens when we play the lottery too much. I would probably put that somewhere near the end. So this one's about insurance, so it's not. There's nothing here about addiction. Okay, the conclusion has nothing about addiction. It says additionally, but that's not addiction. This one's about insurance. I would put this information, if I wrote this, somewhere near the end. So one of these two paragraphs is where I would put it. The main argument in favor of lotteries, okay, keep reading, who become obsessed with it. Obsessed with gambling. Obsession is addiction, okay? So even if you don't know the exact paragraph, you should know that it's C, D, or E, okay? So you should have this idea. Again, students, I don't have time to teach you all of the strategies for these questions today, but some of our other videos have it, some other classes I teach them. Right now, I'm teaching you what to do when you're practicing at home, okay? So, and I know some students already learned these strategies with me. So this one's D, okay? Those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery, okay? Less fortunate, poor people, body paragraph, somewhere near the beginning. I would guess B, C, or D, right? Let's take a look. Okay. If I'm looking at it, I see poor people. Poor people also is the what in this case. So tax on the poor. This is because statistics show that poor people are by far the most common to buy it. So C here is my right choice. Okay. Again, you'll see that what I'm doing here is I can identify, and this is, by the way, because I visualize, I do the what, why, how, I train my comprehension. So in my mind, I can keep a technical order of the information, and that really helps me to identify where I need to look. I'm not going to skim read the whole passage. That's really annoying, tiring, and useless. So I know about 30% of where I need to look, okay? So 30% range. All right, the legality of lotteries. So whether or not lotteries are legal, introduction, body, conclusion, where did that go? So intro. If they're not legal, then what are we talking about anyway? So I don't even need to search for that one. A, boom, right? It's very intuitive, makes sense, right? It says 2,000 years ago they were outlawed, or they were outlawed for most of history. These days they're legal in most parts of The financial incentive for governments to run lotteries. Okay, so the motivation for governments to run lotteries. Introduction, body, or conclusion. So this would be either the intro or body. It would be very close to the beginning. So A or B, right? One of those. So governments need to make money off the lottery. It makes sense to talk about that in the beginning. Okay, so here, the government takes the difference. So they make $2 million profit in the process. I'd go with B on that, confidently. Okay. Just get back into full mode here. Yeah, so B is the right one. Again, I have it narrowed to 20% of the passage, right? It makes sense. Good job, by the way, students. So I am watching the chat, and I realize how many of you are saying B and so on. Naveen says, I think it's E, sir. Maybe. Okay. But I think it's B, so let's just stick with it. If we get it wrong, we'll check it. A couple of you think it's E. I think it's B. Again, remember that the subject here is the financial incentive for governments to run lotteries, right? So why do governments like to do certain things? Well, power, control, and money, usually the reason. So I would put B here. Community initiatives are funded by lottery proceeds. Okay, that, where would it be? Introduction, body, conclusion? I think body, right? Did I visualize? We didn't talk about visualizing, but visualizing is very useful. We visualize sports being funded or arts, right? Sports and arts. Where was that? That was somewhere in the middle, right? So C, D, maybe. So the main argument in favor of lotteries that it's harmless fun, which results in tax income that goes straight to community programs such as sports or the arts. Okay, so it looks like D is good. It's giving me very specific sports and the arts. Okay, so very detailed information about supporting community programs. So I would go with D on that one. Okay. So let's stick with that for now. So D, C, A, B, D. You can use a letter more than once. Pay attention to that instruction. Okay, looking good so far. So hopefully you have mostly, I mean, I'm not perfect. Maybe I made a mistake. I don't memorize all the answers to these exams. But hopefully you're close to me because I'm probably 90% right. Okay, so if you're with D, Harminder, Jason, you're doing good. Lipsa, Patel, good luck on your exam tomorrow. Okay, questions 6 to 9. True, false, not given. Let's try these ones. Nice and fast. When you know what you're doing and you have the strategies, you can go pretty quick. Lotteries are outlawed almost everywhere. Is that important for the passage, the legalities of lotteries? Yes. And I know that because of this question as well, the legality of lotteries. So I know that this is somewhere in the passage. So it's not given. It has to be true or it has to be false. Lotteries are outlawed almost everywhere. What's the tense of the question? Present, past, or future? It's present. The passage told me that these days lottery is very popular and legal in most parts of the world. So it's false. Okay. Follow with me, students. I know I'm moving at a good pace here, but I want to show you that if you go through the first 4 steps of practicing for IELTS reading and you are proficient at it, so you're good at it, then answering questions at a high accuracy rate is very quick. Okay? It used to be outlawed. That's right. In the long run, a person who plays the lottery should expect to lose money. Is it important to know for this passage whether or not a person can expect to lose money in the lottery? Yes, absolutely. Is it true that a person who plays the lottery will eventually lose money? Yeah. I think we all know that. So good job, Daksil, Vadiraj, Aigul. Absolutely. Yeah, it's important and it's true. Okay, it has to be. It's important and it's true. Number 8, lotteries are popular because they serve as a pleasure diversion from everyday life. So we play the lottery so we don't have to pay attention to the difficulties and stresses like children screaming or going to work. Is that important? Is it important to know why lotteries are popular? Yeah. So is it true that it is? But is that talked about? No. So it's not given. Okay? It's not really important. The better question is it important to know that lotteries are a diversion from everyday life for this topic? It's not given. Okay? Number 9. Many people play the lottery without an understanding of its statistical background. So many people play the lottery without an understanding of its statistical background. Is it important to know whether or not people understand the statistics of lotteries for lottery, good or bad? Yes. Is it true that many people play the lottery without understanding its statistical background? Yes, because the passage said most of those people are poor people. Okay? Those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery. This is a fact. This is a statement. So more likely, it says most, right? Most people who play the lottery are those who have less money. Okay? So we know that that's true. That question is helping us with this question. So false, true, not given, true. One last question set here, students. Let's do it. Lotteries is reverse insurance. This is coming all from one paragraph. You have some choices here. Damage, popular, good bet, jackpot, insurance, benefit, profit, amount. Now we can look at those, even if we don't use all of them. Lotteries is reverse insurance. The reason why people play the lottery can be viewed in terms of what is called reverse insurance. People buy insurance in order to prevent an accident from making them bankrupt. They pay small amounts each month so they don't have to pay the whole price of the what done. What's being done here, students? They don't want to pay the price of the... What do you think? Dakshil says, it's got to be damage. Damage done. Danny from Japan, absolutely. Damage. Yeah, you don't want to pay all the damage. Done. So number 10 is damage. Now remember, students, in your answer sheet, you put the letter, not the word, right? So A. Okay. Let me do it like this now. All right. Like the lottery corporations, insurance companies turn in the long run. So lottery corporations, which are owned by the government, they make money. Insurance companies make money, so they turn a profit. Profit is the extra money, the added money, absolutely. F, good job. Sahil, good job. Adnan, very good. All right, fantastic. With insurance, we pay small amounts to avoid paying a massive amount. With the lottery, we pay small amounts, so we might win the something. What do we win? What are we hoping to win? We are hoping to win The jackpot. That's right. Jackpot is a specific vocabulary, ladies and gents. Jackpot is the grand prize. It's the big prize. It's the bing, 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 when your machines go all crazy in the casino and all the lights are going off and there's balloons and streamers and colors and everybody's screaming and crying, and then you've won the jackpot. Okay, then you've won the jackpot. All right, from this perspective, the lottery's something makes a lot of sense. The lottery's what? For the last one. The lottery's Rishi, Raj, very good. Sahil, Azmat, great. The lottery's popularity makes a lot of sense. Yeah. If we think about all those people crying and screaming and going crazy, then we understand why it's so popular and why everybody wants to play, because everybody wants to be that person screaming and crying and saying, I'm going to go on a world trip and buy a Ferrari. All right, students. So that's it. Let's have a look real quick at our answer keys. Of course, you will always find the answer key in your book. It's on page 201. Jason G., this one is on page 91 of your curriculum book, this reading passage, okay? So there's our answer key. Okay. The answers are, they should be mostly right. So here they are. D, C, A, B, D. So all of those are correct from what we gave. False, true, not given, true. All of those are correct. A, F, G, and C. So fantastic, students. 100% accuracy. Well done. Okay, again, that passage was taken from our Academic IELTS website. And very importantly here, remember these steps. When you're practicing for IELTS reading at home, I guarantee if you do this with 10 passages, okay, so you go through these steps with 10 passages, and hopefully you also have our premium course and you learn the strategies for question types. And you go through, you read the title, you think critically for step 1, you visualize. Then you look at the questions, you read only the questions that contain useful information found in the passage. Then you read the passage, ask and answer what, why, how for each paragraph. Write it down, write down your questions and answers. And then number 4, use the correct strategies from the premium course and that's not just a sales pitch, it's just because they are the right strategies, and there's a lot of bogus ones out there on the internet. So use the right strategies from aehelp.com and answer the questions. Okay, you do 10 of these passages and I guarantee you'll go up by at least a half band, if not a full band, by the time you're done. So again, go to our website, aehelp.com. That's this one here. And once you're at our homepage, this here, click on that big red button, join it, spend a couple dollars, get the right materials. Or for general IELTS, go to this green one, click on that big red button and join that website. If you have questions, email me. That's it for me for today's students. I know it was quite fast-paced near the end, but you can be quick like that when you know what you're doing. You've done a great job. I know that's mentally draining. I know a lot of you are after a long day of work or school, dealing with family, so I can empathize and appreciate the effort you're putting into your IELTS studies. My hat goes off to all of you. You're wonderful people. Keep up the good fight. You're valuable, you're smart, you're beautiful, and I will see you tomorrow for your members chat class, especially members. Make sure to be present. Bye for now.